to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
First time, but too much on it. And Areola just raises his arms to signal that to let that ball go. And that'll be another goal kick for the away team. Gusto, who's normally got a good delivery on him, will be disappointed with that there. Has got a couple of goals and a couple of assists to his name in the Premier League so far this season. Malo Gusto. Ball goes forward from Areola, and it's Wan-Bissaka who's ended up getting it on the edge of the area, and he finds Jarrod Bowen, who delivers the ball in left-footed, and it's gone all the way through and it's in. West Ham take the lead, and it's captain Jarrod Bowen who appears to have put a ball in towards the back post. Pablo went for it and didn't get on the end of it, and it's nestled into the side netting on the far side. And if there's no touch, that will be another goal this season for Jarrod Bowen, his 8th of the season. After getting a goal last time out against Sunderland, he's gone back to back. And West Ham, currently in the relegation zone, find themselves 1-0 up at Champions League hopefuls Chelsea in this London derby. Even if there was a touch from Pablo, everyone is onside, so the goal will count. And it looks like it will be Jarrod Bowen. A tantalising cross that's ended up falling into the back of the net. Sanchez a little flat-footed because he thought Pablo was going to get a touch. And in the 7th minute, Nuno Espirito Santo's West Ham United lead at Stamford Bridge. We mentioned there's been plenty of goals in this fixture, and they've already delivered. West Ham will be wary after going 1-0 up against this Chelsea side earlier in the season, only to lose 5-1 at home. So Chelsea won't be panicking just yet, but they'll be a little bit surprised to be behind. And it's a high press once more from West Ham, but good play between Gusto and Caicedo as Enzo brings it over the halfway line. Plays the ball out right. There's a good sliding tackle from Juve, but Gusto would keep possession for Chelsea. Chelsea in their traditional blue shirts, blue shorts, white socks this evening. Fernandes in the centre circle, plays it back to Chalobah, and West Ham already sitting everyone back behind the ball just to try and make things even more difficult. Chelsea moving from side to side. So Chalobah seems to be the favoured centre-back. As mentioned earlier, he's the only Chelsea centre-back that's got more than 8 starts in the Premier League. Definitely favoured in the short spell of Liam Rosini already. He's had 4 appearances against West Ham and never lost, so he'll be hoping for a turnaround in this fixture so far. West Ham sat right back at the moment as Badiashile moves it over to the left-hand side where the long sleeves and gloves of Garnacho are situated. He'll pick the ball up and run at Wan-Bissaka. Turns around and gives it to Gerald Hato, and Chelsea will build again. Over on the right hand side this time with Gusto, and then they'll move it over to the left. Caicedo under a little bit of pressure, but Anthony Taylor will call the whistle rather than allowing play to go on. West Ham have let go 15 points from winning positions, and they are in the lead here after 10 minutes. Chelsea with plenty of possession in the West Ham half. Gusto goes over to Gittings on the right hand side. Being pushed away from goal by Malik Diouf, and now Chelsea back in the centre circle with Chalobah. Chalobah, who always has that right arm bandaged up, plays the ball forward towards Gittings, but well cut out by Mateus Fernandes, who then manages to flick it off of Cole Palmer and win the away side a throw in midway inside the Chelsea half. Nuno Espirito Santo pictured with arms folded, looking calm. Only picked up 5 wins since his managerial reign began at West Ham. And on the back of 2 wins in a row in the Premier League and that win in the FA Cup, they will be confident that they can get something out of this, especially now being 1-0 up after 11 minutes. Chalobah in possession once more, just allowed to walk forward, no pressure from West Ham. The high press has already disappeared after they've gone 1-0 up, and the ball goes out to Garnacho on the left hand side. He's going to run at Wan-Bissaka, and it's a cross that cannons off of the Democratic Republic of Congo right back, and that'll be a corner again on this near side for Chelsea. And Enzo sprints over and tries to take it short, but then there's another ball on the pitch, so they've been asked to wait. The last corner went right on top of Areola, who can only get half a punch away. It's a similar tactic this time. It's punched away better by Areola and then helped on its way by Fernandez. And West Ham will try and break with Somerville, who gets there before Gittings, but judged to have pushed the English winger. And Anthony Taylor gives a free kick. Essentially, Somerville would have been away if that wasn't a foul. I think it was quite a clear trip in the end. Good defending from West Ham from the set piece. Chelsea already back in a very familiar passage of play, with West Ham camped in their own half, but stolen away by Wan-Bissaka, whose long ball towards Bowen doesn't quite find the goal scorer. Intercepted by Fernandez, and they'll break on the left hand side, and Somerville will get in towards the box. Finds Fernandez once more, then gets his shot blocked by Chalobah. That'll be a throw in to West Ham. Hands on head for Mateus Fernandez. He knows that was a good steal off of Caicedo. And West Ham really counter-attacking, which is a key trait of Nuno Espirito Santo's size, as Juve steams into the area, but too much of a heavy touch, and that will go out of play for a goal kick. Big smile on his face because he knows that was a good chance. Bright orange boots for Malik Diouf, glistening under the floodlights. He's very easy to pick out. Chelsea get us back underway, and it's Gusto who then work it over to the left hand side for Badiashile. Deep inside their own territory at the moment, Chelsea happy just to pass it around the back and try and draw the away side out. Fernandez has found a lot of space on this left half of the field in that holding role at the moment. Finds Garnacho again. 1-2 between the two Argentines, but Whuche manages to cut that one out and then keeps it in play really well for goal scorer Jarrod Bowen, who's under pressure and does really well to find relief back to his keeper. Areola chooses the short option, out to Juve on the left hand side, plays up the line for Somerville. Somerville drifts infield and finds Whuche, and neat triangles from the away team. Back to Debo, who finds the experienced Greek Mavropanos, who plays a fantastic ball down the line for Bowen, who takes it in his stride, left footed, and finds Wan-Bissaka outside him. Bissaka steaming towards the corner of the box, ball in towards Bowen. Picked up by the English winger, slides it through to Castellanos, who's then going to get a shot on goal. It's saved well by Sanchez. Castellanos, the Argentine, hands on his head. He knows that was a really good opportunity. Lovely ball from Jarrod Bowen, who's certainly in form. And Castellanos struck it in the near post, struck it well, struck it firm. Good save in the end by the Spanish keeper. Has picked up 9 clean sheets. Robert Sanchez obviously won't be getting one this evening. Chelsea in possession with Caicedo. West Ham really choosing very strategically when to press, and it's working well so far. Ball out to Garnacho on halfway. He's closed down by Wan-Bissaka, so he'll just turn around and find Caicedo in his own half. Direct ball into Delap, who flicks it off to Caicedo again. Slow build-up play from the home side. West Ham just looking to frustrate the Stamford Bridge crowd. 15 minutes gone, and it's Chelsea 0, West Ham 1. If West Ham could hold on to these 3 points, a long way to go. They'll certainly start making the bottom of the table very tight again as Hato finds a lot of space central, finds Garnacho on the corner of the box, puts it onto his right foot, back to Enzo. Enzo clips it in towards the back post, towards Gittings, and it's a good header away by Malik Diouf and out for a corner on the far side for the home team. Chelsea are picking up good possession in certain areas, particularly over on this left-hand side. And it's a corner taken short by Palmer, and it's a sloppy one. It's gone all the way back to almost halfway where Gusto has to reset. Strange decision from Chelsea as they've caused a few problems already from the set piece as Palmer picks it up on the right hand side looking to make amends. Finds Enzo, who's been everywhere, goes down under a tackle, and that's going to be a free kick given. Dangerous area for Chelsea. 4 or 5 players straight around Anthony Taylor from the away side, clearly feeling that Somerville got some of the ball. Doesn't look like it to me, and it was also from behind. Tackle you can't really make in the Premier League. So free kick of probably about 23 yards out over on the right hand side. And Cole Palmer with the ball in his hand, so his left footed strike would take the ball away from the keeper, you'd imagine. Enzo Fernandez hovering around as well. Alphonse Areola just trying to get his wall sorted. He's got 3 in it at the moment. Both Palmer and Fernandez have paced out the kick. Trying to hide who is going for it. So it's a 4 in the wall for West Ham. Areola just making sure it's exactly where he wants it. Cole Palmer looks to be the favourite. He steps forward and does strike it towards goal, and it's well saved by Areola. Pretty much down his throat in the end, but good hands. It was a good, well hit strike from the England forward. A little bit too central in the goal in the end, but a shot on target. Areola's long ball out is a rushed one, and it will go out of play on halfway, and Chelsea will just take the throw in quickly and settle back into possession in their own half. Chalobah finds Gusto on the right hand side, and they just trade passes, and this time it's switched out to the left hand side for Badiashile to move on to Garnacho. Garnacho no way forward, so returns it to keeper Sanchez. So West Ham are sitting off, and there is plenty of room on this left hand side for Chelsea as Bowen seems to be sitting a bit more central when out of possession, which allows Fernandez to float into that pocket of space. But West Ham has stolen away with Fernandez on halfway once more. Finds Somerville, and West Ham just happy to try and keep possession. They've worked it all the way back to Souček, who's acting as one of the centre halves. Mavropanos nicks it back to Areola, sends it high and right towards Wan-Bissaka, who does flick it on for Bowen to chase Hato. Hato does well and knocks the ball back to his keeper. Jorel Hato, the summer signing from Ajax. It's his first Premier League start this evening since September. Hasn't had too many of them. Has played a bit more in the Cups and in Europe. He's sitting pretty inverted when Chelsea are in possession, almost coming into the centre circle, which then allows Fernandez to drift out left. Good pressure from West Ham again as the ball goes back to Sanchez, who only has to rush his clearance, and the away side will have a throw in on halfway. Sanchez and Badiashile getting in a bit of a mix up. This targeted press from the Hammers really working well here at Stamford Bridge. Throw in on halfway on the far side, which Malik Diouf will keep walking forward until he's told not to, then throws it down the line, flicked on by Somerville. Badiashile can knock it back into touch. It's a good territory for the Hammers. Juve with ball in hand, just spinning it, waiting for movement, throws it in towards Pablo, nods it down towards Somerville, who's going to put Badiashile under pressure again, but good clearance this time from Sanchez. Cole Palmer brings it down and with a heavy touch, luckily finds Caicedo, then releases Enzo Fernandez, chops inside Souček and then plays it out to the left hand side where Garnacho gets halfway inside the West Ham half, drifts in field. Bowen snapping at his heels, and West Ham do well with Mateus Fernandes to win the ball back, but then he gives it away to Garnacho. Garnacho's pass is a sloppy one, and West Ham win back possession. Fernandes over to Todibo on the left-hand side of the defence, finds Malik Diouf. This time Chelsea just happy to sit in their shape and allow West Ham to have the ball. Fernandes a little bit interested when Mavropanos comes on to try and steal it away, but West Ham play some neat football and then it's hooked down the line by Wan-Bissaka, but too strong. That'll bounce a couple of times through. Gusto with the ball on halfway, knocks it back to Chalobah and then work it over to the left hand side. Towards Garnacho once more, who gets into a bit of a tangle with the West Ham back line. That'll be out of play. Garnacho having a bit of a frustrating evening. Just going over to Liam Rosenior to get a few tactical It's Jamie Gittings who's gone down on the far side, currently holding his hamstring, and it's allowing Liam Rosenior plenty of opportunity to speak to Joel Hato, Garnacho and Enzo, who have been on this left hand side. All the players coming over to grab a drink now. Jamie Gittings, who hasn't really got going in the Chelsea shirt since his move in the summer from Borussia Dortmund. Did get an assist in the game away at Leeds. Has picked up 2 goal involvements in the Premier League, but hasn't actually scored a goal on his own yet. Hasn't had too many starts in the Premier League either, and he'll be desperate to carry on here if he can. It's not looking overly good for the English winger. Still down, getting a little bit of attention. There is a thumbs up from the physio, so hopefully he's okay to continue. Being helped up now by the physio team. There is Pedro Neto on the bench if needed. Jamie Gittings hobbling away. Seems to be a little bit of a... got his legs in a bit of a tangle with Crescencio Somerville. And I wonder whether Chelsea are going to be forced into an early change here, which will be really disappointing for Jamie Gittings if so. And he's being walked around the touchline pretty slowly. So it looks like it might be Pedro Neto. If so, ball back in play, ball in towards Garnacho, but thumped away by Areola over halfway for Pablo to chase, but calm head of Chalobah just flicks that back to Sanchez, who quickly rolls it out to Gusto. Chelsea still down to 10 players and happy to play on at the moment as they await the verdict of Jamie Gittings. Just knocking it around the back line. Chelsea again. It's Chalobah on the right hand side, under no pressure from either Pablo or Castellanos, and it's flicked on round the corner towards Delap, who does get there ahead of Todibo, but Juve on the cover as well to knock it back to Areola. Clears long again up towards halfway, headed away by the Chelsea back line, and a big push from Enzo, frustrated he's not getting the ball ahead of Wan-Bissaka. Chelsea not really able to get Liam Delap into the game, and it is going to be an early substitution. It is Pedro Neto who's going to come on for Jamie Gittings. Pedro Neto has got 5 goals in the Premier League this season, hasn't scored since the 3rd of December. And that 3-1 defeat to Leeds. He'll be desperate to get himself back on the score sheet here as West Ham win a throw in deep into Chelsea territory on this near side. Pablo battling away with the Chelsea backline, taken by Wan-Bissaka but half cleared by Chelsea. West Ham keep possession just inside the Chelsea half. Souček does a couple of nice step overs and then goes to ground. Felt like he was fouled, but as he grabs the ball on the way down, it's been given as a handball against the Czech midfielder. Enzo lent on him a little bit, but not enough to send him over. Souček decided to grab the ball, as they so often do when they feel they're fouled. So free kick to Chelsea, and it will be Sanchez to clear his lines. He goes long this time towards Delap, who loses his header to Mavropanos, but Caicedo picks up the second ball. Out to substitute Neto on the right hand side. Gusto outside him, he uses him, and Gusto puts a ball in towards the back post, flicked away by Wan-Bissaka. Bowen there on the cover as well to help out his fullback, and he hooks it long, and he'll win a free throw in front of the dugout. Banishil could only knock the ball out of play. So it's, after 28 minutes gone, it's still Jarrod Bowen's 8th goal of the season. That is the goal that separates the sides at the moment. Chelsea 0, West Ham 1. Jarrod Bowen, whose penalty last week took him to the record goals and assists man for West Ham in the Premier League, added another goal to his game now. And there was a cross-come shot really that ended up going into the back of the net after Pablo gambled on it but couldn't quite get anything on the end of it. And it could be a crucial goal for the Hammers in their battle against relegation in the Premier League. Jarrod Bowen's 64th goal for the club in the Premier League. Banishil in possession finds Chalobah on the back line, who's a little bit more direct this time towards Cole Palmer on the right hand side. He chooses to swing it over the halfway line to Hato, who knocks it on first time and is fortunate that it falls at the feet of Caicedo. Enzo tries to find Delap, who can't get on the end of it once more. West Ham just send it long, and it's picked up by keeper Sanchez in his light green keeper's kit. He goes left to Hato, who finds Enzo Fernandez, seeing plenty of the ball in midfield. Chalobah now brings it up towards the halfway line. He's got Palmer and Pedro Neto outside of him. Chalobah comes to the left and finds Badiashile. Very slow build up here on the half hour now at Stamford Bridge. And the home fans getting a little bit frustrated. Gusto and Hato really inverting from their fullback roles, and it's making the midfield a little bit congested. But Fernandez again finds space on his left hand side, finds Garnacho, who comes back on his right foot to slow things down again. Garnacho goes at Wan-Bissaka, gets outside of him, puts a left-footed cross in. It's well blocked by the former Crystal Palace and Man United fullback, and that'll be a throw-in down by the corner flag for Chelsea. Hato takes it short to Caicedo, who spins himself into a bit of freedom, finds Fernandez, who finds Gusto. Almost in central midfield now, the right back, when in possession, all the way across now to Pedro Neto. Neto, the first half substitute, finds Palmer on the touchline. Gusto drifts infield and finds Hato in a central possession. He moves out wide again to Garnacho. Garnacho's going to try and run at Wan-Bissaka again, but Bowen's there to help out. Bowen does well to block the cross. Still in Chelsea possession with Hato, who finds Caicedo. Caicedo twists and turns and then shoots, and it's going to end up going behind for a goal kick. First real attempt that Chelsea have had on the West Ham goal for a while now. It was a bit of a wild one from Caicedo in the end. No real harm to Areola's net. Kick taken short by West Ham, and it's Mavropanos who will bring it away and then clear it long up towards Castellanos for him to chase, but too strong the clearance from the Greek, and it's going to bounce through to the keeper Sanchez, who releases Gusto. Long hair and yellow boots moving forward, and he finds Pedro Neto outside of him. Neto plays a ball into Palmer in space, who takes a couple of touches and moves forward and then plays it back out right to Gusto. Heavy touch from Gusto, but he gets away from Juve. Neto over there to help him, and Todibo does really well to knock the ball off of the Portuguese winger, and that'll be a throw in to West Ham. Juve with ball in hand, takes a couple of steps and then throws it long up towards Gusto, who wins his header. And Chelsea will try and keep possession, but stolen away by Somerville, but then given away by the winger. Chelsea will try and break forward here with Garnacho over on the left hand side. Garnacho down the line towards Enzo, but slow build up again. Garnacho just chopping back when he had the opportunity to go forwards. Out on the right hand side this time with Neto, who's going to run at Juve. Decides to come inside and finds Caicedo. Slow build up once again from the home side. Good pass from Chalobah into Palmo, then finds Garnacho in plenty of space on the corner of the box. He delivers a ball in towards the back post, flicked away by Juve, and that'll be behind for another corner. Over on the far side. Chelsea took the last one short and didn't really have much impact. It's Pedro Neto this time who looks to deliver it in. Sends everyone away, holds his right arm up in the air as he looks to deliver this in-swinging corner. It goes towards the near post, flicked up in the air by Mavropanos. It's allowed to bounce in the box and no one can really get it away for West Ham. Smuggled away in the end by Mateus Fernandes. And then good footwork by Pablo, and surely a handball in there by Caicedo, but play on and Wan-Bissaka will pick it up on halfway. Driving into the Chelsea half, getting towards the corner of the box. With Garnacho for company, delivers a ball in towards the back post. Nice looking ball, but no one there. Pablo is able to recover it on the far side. Not many players up for West Ham after that break. West Ham work it back towards Mateus Fernandes and then Todibo on the halfway line. Ball comes out right to Mavropanos, but the Greek centre-back just gives it back into Mateus Fernandes. Fernandes finds Bowen, who finds Wan-Bissaka outside him, who knocks the ball down the line towards Castellanos, who plays it in first time. Poked away by Chalobah, flicked away by Hato, but only as far as Souček. Tries to lift it back in towards the box, but scrappy from Chelsea as they clear it away. Mavropanos returns it towards the box, headed away again by Badiashile, and that will be flicked back by Mavropanos to the French keeper Areola. Areola looked to send it long and then fakes that and sends it short to Mavropanos, who plays it up the line to Wan-Bissaka. Whistle's gone there as Liam Delap was late in. Frustrated figure, I think, Liam Delap in this first 35 minutes. Really late tackle on the Greek centre-back. Nothing too malicious, but knew what he was doing. Free kick to the Hammers is taken short by Mavropanos to Fernandes. Mateus Fernandes looks up and delivers a ball left-footed out towards the right-hand side. Immaculate touch from Jared Bowen on his left foot, plays in Wan-Bissaka on the overlap, who plays it across the box towards Somerville, who buries it into the back of the net. And West Ham, the perfect counter-attacking goal. It's Crescencio Somerville, his third goal of the season, and his third goal in the last 3 Premier League games. 4 in 4 in all competitions. And the Dutch winger has put West Ham 2 goals to the good at Stamford Bridge. A fantastic finish on his right foot. Beautifully worked goal from the away side, soaking up all the pressure. And they have been clinical in front of goal this evening so far. 36 minutes gone and the home side are absolutely shell-shocked. Long ball from Fernandez inside his own half, was out towards Bowen. He took it down left-footed beautifully and then took a couple of touches. Fed Wan-Bissaka, who cut the ball back towards the penalty spot. And Somerville took a bouncing ball and struck it beautifully. Sanchez got a hand to it but couldn't keep it out. And what a rich vein of form the ex-Leeds man is in. Say 4 goals in the last 4 games in all competitions, 3 and 3 in the Premier League. And he is absolutely delighted. And so are the away fans here. 37 minutes gone. West Ham 2 goals to the good. There wouldn't have been too many that would have picked this start. West Ham steal it away again, and Soucek's long ball this time is cut out, and Chelsea can now try and make a break of their own. Palmer plays it out to Neto on the right hand side. He's got Fernandez and Juve ahead of him, and they're going to try their best to muscle it away. Pedro Neto goes to ground after breaking into the box, holding his face. Nothing given by Anthony Taylor. He will have to stop the play though, you think, as there is going to be a head injury here, which he will do. Pedro Neto tried to burst into the box between Juve and Fernandez. That was a bit of an arm across from Juve, but both were fighting for the ball, nothing intentional there. It was Pedro Neto that went to ground. Pedro Neto would have been disappointed not to start this game. He's got a good record against West Ham. Obviously scored in the 5-1 win earlier in the season and also scored in the 2-1 victory here at Stamford Bridge last year. But he scored more goals against West Ham than any other Premier League side. So you'd think he would have been itching to start, but not given the nod by Liam Rosenior to start with, but did come on early in this first half after Jamie Gittings went off with an injury. Chelsea look a little bit shell-shocked after that second goal. 6 minutes to go until half-time. There'll be a little bit of added time as well. Liam Rosenior has had it pretty simple in the Premier League so far. A good 2-0 win against Brentford, then a 3-1 victory with Palace. This is the first time that he's been behind in the Premier League. He's won 5 of his 6 competitive games with Chelsea as well. Only that 3-2 defeat to Arsenal in the EFL Cup semi-finals. So plenty of work for the new Chelsea boss to do at half-time, unless his side can get back in it before then. 40 minutes on the clock, and Sanchez sends a long ball out towards the left-hand side. It's headed away by Wan-Bissaka. Picked up the second ball by Jared Bowen, but he's got facing his own goal as well to find Mateus Fernandez, who's under pressure from Caicedo and gets a shove in the back from the Ecuadorian. And that'll be a free kick to the away side, midway inside their own half. Plenty of the Chelsea substitutes out warming up. One of them, João Pedro, scored those 2 goals in the week to get his side over the line in Naples. Again, probably would have been disappointed not to start this evening. Areola sends the free kick out towards the right hand side. It's flicked on by Castellanos, but won't go the direction that he wants it to. But West Ham do keep possession. Wan-Bissaka sends it forward, and the second ball's picked up by Mateus Fernandes, but Cole Palmer's battling away to steal it, but he knocks it through the legs of Souček. Wan-Bissaka's there just to thump it long, and it'll go one bounce into the hands of Robert Sanchez, who sprints out and rolls it to Chalobah. Chalobah sends a long ball forwards, but nowhere near Liam Delap, and that will allow Alphonse Areola just to take a couple of touches and walk away and eke out some very important minutes and seconds for the away side. Ball forward out towards Bowen, but headed away by Hato. But West Ham are picking up this second ball pretty easily in the Chelsea half, and they've worked it well for Souček on the right hand side. Ball in towards the box, it's just behind Somerville, who's already on the score sheet. Chelsea clear their lines through Gusto, who does find Delap, who flicks it nicely to Enzo Fernandez. Back out onto the left hand side for Garnacho. Space ahead of him if he wants to run into it. Does tentatively, and then finds Enzo inside. Plays the ball across to Cole Palmer, tries to work on his left foot, goes down under a tackle from Pablo, and that'll be a free kick just outside the D, very central for Chelsea. Cole Palmer's already hit the target from a free kick in a similar area. Pablo felt he got a small touch on the ball, but again, those types of fouls are being given all day, really. So, opportunity for Chelsea to get back in this game before half-time from the direct free kick. Anthony Taylor just trying to force the wall back to where he wants them. Sprays his magic spray at the bottom of the line. Areola frantically trying to get his wall into position. It's Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer standing over the free kick again. It was Palmer last time. Looks like it might be Fernandez this time, as Palmer's just casually walking away from it. 4 in the wall for West Ham. Also a player laying down behind it too. Areola still not happy with the position of his wall. Now goes into the centre of his goal. So it is going to be Enzo Fernandez by the looks of things. Anthony Taylor blows his whistle. Still we wait. Fernandez steps forward, hits it right footed into the wall, and it will come back to Cole Palmer. Disappointing from the Chelsea captain. Worked out right to Gusto. Finds Pedro Neto, delivers the ball first time left footed in towards Delap, who can get a head on it, but it will only go directly up in the air. Juve gets it away. Somerville will flick it on, and West Ham are really in the mood. It's a lovely play between Somerville and Bowen. Somerville will steam into the Chelsea half, gets a bit of a shove from Palmer, but he's still on his feet, strikes it towards goal, and that goes wide via a deflection, so it'll be a corner for West Ham. Fantastic flowing football on the counter-attack. Confidence is a funny thing in football. You can tell it's running through West Ham at the moment. Everything they touch is going for them. Good strike from Somerville, but it did take a deflection. And it'll be the Dutch winger who did get the second goal to go over onto the far side to take this corner. So we're about to find out how many minutes added on there will be as the clock ticks towards the 45. Somerville delivers it in on top of the keeper, headed away by Chalobah, and picked up by Juve on the corner of the box. Finds Somerville again. 5 minutes is on the clock for time added on. He's had 2 goals. That Gittings injury. Chelsea steal it away from Garnacho, but it's really sloppy again from the Argentine wing and gives possession away from Wan-Bissaka, who's going to run into the space that he has left. Finds Bowen outside of it. Bowen goes past Enzo Fernandez on the outside and then gets towards the byline, crosses it in, cleared away by Badiashile, but Chelsea make a real hash of it. Bowen goes to ground, nothing given. Castellanos still has it, whips it across, and it's half cleared again by Chelsea. Only as far as Wan-Bissaka, who finds Bowen on the right hand side. So much pressure here from the away team. Bowen finds Castellanos, who flicks it back in towards Bowen, but hooked away by the Chelsea defence. Mavropanos will pick it up on halfway, and he finds Mateus Fernandes, who's really running the show in midfield for West Ham. Wan-Bissaka finds Bowen. West Ham happy just to try and keep possession and get themselves into half time. 1 minute of the 5 added on, already gone. Juve trades passes with Todibo, and it's then played out into this right hand side for Mavropanos to bring up towards the halfway line. Sends a ball forward to Castellanos, who flicks it out towards Pablo, who gets to the right hand byline. Clips a lovely ball for himself and just rolls out of play. The Brazilian showing his deft touch there. Just manages to get around Chalobah, but just ran out of pitch in the end. Pablo, the January signing from Gil Vicente in Portugal, in good goal scoring form out there. 10 goals in the league from 13 appearances. Hasn't got off the mark for his new side just yet, but having his best game in a West Ham shirt certainly so far this evening. Hato on the halfway line finds Garnacho again. Seen plenty of the ball, the Argentine winger, but he just chops back and gives it back to the defence once more. Chelsea try down the right hand side this time. Chalobah finds Neto. Neto would twist and turn at Juve, and there's always 2 back out to help defend. Padishil finds Hato, then finds Garnacho. Hato finds Enzo in a little bit of space. Twists away, goes down under the tackle, and that'll be another free kick with 2 minutes to go in this first half. Enzo wanted to take that quickly, but referee Anthony Taylor just says no. You see discussions going on in the dugout with Rosenior talking to Cucurella and João Pedro. Wonder whether they're in his mind for a half-time substitute. So Enzo takes the kick short to Garnacho. Enzo then delivers a ball in towards the box, headed up in the air by the West Ham defence. They can't quite get it away. Fernandes will bring it clear if they can. Plays the ball back to Wan-Bissaka. Finds Somerville. Fernandes then clips it into the feet of Pablo. Closed down by Hato. Does really well to steal the ball high up for Chelsea. And Cole Palmer will bring it away on the right hand side as we go towards 1 minute to go in this half. Palmer stands on the ball and waits for support. Goes through the legs of Pablo, but Souček's there to double up and get West Ham back in possession. Pablo on the right side, under pressure from Chelsea, wins a free kick. Much to the dismay of Trevor Chalobah, who thought he'd stolen the ball really high up the pitch. And that probably will get West Ham through to half time. Frustrating first half for the home team. Liam Rosenior with a little bit of work to do in this half time team talk. Areola, using all his experience, the 32-year-old keeper, just takes his time and then sends the ball long and out towards the left. It's flicked on by Castellanos and recovered by Chelsea. Hato will try and bring the ball forward, but Souček steals it away, and West Ham have one final attempt here as Wan-Bissaka gets into the box on the right hand side. It's a sliding tackle from Hato. That will go behind for another corner if we've got time. West Ham might want to get over to take it, but they've done really well in this first half on the counter-attack. Chelsea have been sloppy in possession at times. And Jarrod Bowen will have time to take this corner on this near side. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Raises both his hands. We are past the 5 minutes that we were expecting. Ball delivered in towards the near post, headed up in the air by Chalobah. Chalobah then hooks away his own header, and that is the half-time whistle. Anthony Taylor delivers the news that time is up. And we've got a bit of a shock on the cards here at Stamford Bridge, as it is Chelsea 0, West Ham 2. Jarrod Bowen getting the goal scoring off to a start with the 7th minute, picking the ball up on the right hand side of the box, flicked it onto his left foot and delivered what looked like a cross for Pablo, who couldn't get on the end of it, and it ended up bouncing through everyone and finding its way into the back of the net at the far post. Chelsea's evening got a little bit worse as they lost Jamie Gittings to an injury on the 26th minute, Pedro Neto replacing him. And then 10 minutes later, Somerville, with his 4th goal in 4 games in all competitions, popped up after some brilliant play on the right hand side for West Ham. Aaron Wan-Bissaka cutting the ball back across the penalty area. Somerville thumped it into the back of the net right footed. So lots to do for Chelsea if they want to find themselves in the top 4 this evening. It's half time here at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, West Ham 2. Join us very shortly for the second half. Welcome back to Stamford Bridge for the second half, and plenty of work for Chelsea and Liam Rosenior to do. We mentioned just before half time that the Chelsea manager was having plenty of discussion with his bench, and there are 3 changes at half time for the home side. That's 4 now in total. So Badiashile, Hato and Garnacho, the men to be removed. And it's Cucurella, Fofana and João Pedro, the man who got those goals, 2 goals away in Naples in the week, in good goal scoring form as well. Scored against Palace last time out. So Chelsea's top scorer now on the pitch as they look to find this response that could take them to 4th in the league. If they can turn this around, it's going to take something special. Chelsea get us back underway, and they are shooting from left to right in this second half, and it's new man Fofana who wins his header straight away. He's got into the right side of that centre-back partnership. Chalobah now moving to the left. Cucurella finds Neto, who's now on the left-hand side. Flicks it into João Pedro's. Ball in towards the lap is cut out. Todibo can then release Bowen on the right-hand side, but Chalobah's now over on that side nice and quickly. Steps across and knocks it back to keeper Sanchez. Forward comes Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea captain. Twisting and turning, did score in this reverse fixture in the 5-1 victory earlier in the season. He'll be desperate to get himself and his team on the score sheet as quickly as possible in this second half. Caicedo's dropped in to receive the ball in his own half, finds Fofana outside him on the right hand side. He goes over the halfway line, plays the ball to Gusto. Rosenior really waving his arm straight away, trying to make sure that his team are moving the ball a little bit quicker. It's now out on the left hand side with Cucurella, bright orange boots shining under the floodlights. He finds Gusto, who's floated across to the other side. It's stolen away by Bowen, but he's run down a dead end, and Chelsea will retain possession in their own half. Frenchman Malo Gusto finds Caicedo, whose pass is sloppy and stolen by Castellanos, and West Ham can try and break away here, and they do really well to win themselves a free kick. Castellanos backing into Caicedo after stealing the ball off of him and taking the foul. That is a free kick just inside the Chelsea half. If West Ham can hold on here, it really will put pressure on sides like Nottingham Forest. Obviously Leeds have lost today, being dragged back into this relegation fight. The likes of Crystal Palace and Tottenham not too far away as well. Lots of people will be looking over their shoulders. West Ham have kept possession, but they're now back in their own half, and Wan-Bissaka and Bowen do really well again on that right hand side to play the 1-2, and Wan-Bissaka comes into the Chelsea half, finds Fernandes, who then plays it into Somerville, gets it ball back to Fernandes, who shoots from distance and forces a save. Was straight at Sanchez in the end, but only palmed away. Vicious strike as Juve then flicks it in, and it's cleared away by the team in blue. West Ham showing how dangerous they are on the break. Cole Palmer goes down under pressure from both Juve and Fernandes to win himself a free kick right down by his corner flag. It all opened up for Mateus Fernandes, who struck it, trying to put a bit of swerve on it by cutting across it, but ended up going straight down the line of Robert Sanchez, and he palmed it away. Fernandes, who has got 3 goals since signing from Southampton in the summer, one of them last week against Sunderland in that 3-1 win, another strike from distance. Clearly in the mood. Ball forward by Sanchez, and Liam Delap has shoved Malik Diouf in the back, and that'll be a free kick to the away team inside their own half. Liam Delap, whose Chelsea career has been a bit of a frustrating one since signing from Ipswich in the summer. Only the one Premier League goal so far, which was against Fulham not too long ago, the start of the month. Fofana then ends up pulling down Castellanos after a long ball. Really sloppy defending from the French centre-back. Nuno Espirito Santo questioning the 4th official as to why that wasn't a booking. Really silly play from Chelsea. So free kick to Mateus Fernandes. It's a good 35 yards from goal. It'll be a delivery into the box rather than a shot on goal. Slid ball in towards Jared Bowen, and his shot is saved. Really well worked free kick from West Ham. West Ham are playing absolutely incredible in the first 50 minutes here, and that could have been another goal. The strike ended up hitting Robert Sanchez. Possibly could have been offside if it did go in, but a really well worked free kick, and ended up being straight down the barrel and well saved by Robert Sanchez. Dangerous signs for West Ham. Long ball sent forward by keeper Sanchez, and Pedro puts Mavropanos under pressure, and that'll be a throw in for West Ham, Chelsea on this near side. Throw in by Gusto towards João Pedro, but stolen away by West Ham, and Mateus Fernandes was steamed forward. Plenty of strong tackles in there, but the ball breaks to Somerville. Plays it down the line towards Castellanos, but he can't quite get it under control. Robert Sanchez will clear it left-footed, but only as far as Fernandes, who brings it down on his chest. But between Caicedo and Palmer, they end up stealing the ball away. 51 minutes on the clock. Chelsea 0, West Ham 2. Forward comes Fofana, one of the 3 second-half substitutes. He plays it on to another one, who is Cucurella. Trades passes with Pedro Neto, but Cucurella has the ball back at his feet and creeps forward, but ends up having to return the play back to Chalobah. He finds Captain Fernandes on the halfway line, out towards the right-hand side where Cole Palmer's taken up a position. His ball forward towards Gusto is cut out by Somerville, and West Ham will come away again, trying to really spring this counter-attack. direct running from Somerville, plenty of step overs, and then goes down under a tackle from João Pedro chasing back. And this Chelsea side are incredibly frustrated. You can tell things aren't quite going right for them. Still plenty of time left in this game. Somerville full of confidence. The man who scored that second goal, great right-footed finish from just inside the penalty area from a Wan-Bissaka cutback. Back on his feet now. So it's a free kick for the away side. Fernandes tries to take it quickly towards Castellanos, but that's sloppy in the end, and Chelsea will recover possession. Sanchez in a bit of a hurry finds Enzo Fernandez midway inside his own half, who drives forward towards the halfway line. He threads it out to Pedro Neto. Neat footwork, but stolen away by Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka and Jared Bowen really controlling that right-hand side for West Ham, and it's Bowen who's dribbling forward and then goes down under a tackle. Stays down on the ground as the West Ham captain, but play goes on. No foul given, and now there's plenty of space on that right-hand side for Cucurella. Cucurella now gets towards the corner of the box, plays it into João Pedro, tries to give it back to him. Pedro Neto's there battling away as well. Whuche will steal away that possession. Closed down by Delap, and Chelsea win it back high up the pitch. Castellanos back fighting away, and the West Ham striker wins a free kick off of Cucurella. And that relieves a bit of pressure for the away team. Jared Bowen back on his feet. Just overran the ball in midfield a little bit. There was a one nibble from Delap, and then got clattered from the side by Pedro Neto. Both players looked like they were fairly battling for the ball. Ball long from Areola, but headed away by Chalobah. Returned high in the air by Juve, but Castellanos is offside. So 10 minutes into this second half, and it's still the away side that look to be in the ascendancy. Fofana in possession will creep forward and then play it over to Chalobah. Goes short to Enzo, and Chelsea will try and build from the back. Ball direct into Cole Palmer this time, and he finds João Pedro is playing in a bit of a deeper role, but he loses out to Jared Bowen. Then Enzo steals it off the West Ham captain, and Cucurella finds space on the left hand side, delivers the ball in towards Liam Delap, who flicks it towards goal, and it just goes wide of the post. Liam Delap's first real opportunity at goal. Lovely play from Cucurella, very teasing ball in with his left foot, and it goes through the legs of Mavropanos, and Delap flicked it with the outside of his right foot, but ended up going a couple of yards wide in the end. Areola not really had a save to make. Did save the one from the free kick earlier on, but it's one that he should make 99 times out of 100. West Ham definitely with the most chances in the game, and 2 goals to the good as well, as Palmer tries to find Delap, and Delap can't get there ahead of Todibo. West Ham will play a ball into Fernandez, who looks up and plays it long towards Castellanos, but too strong. Big thumbs up from the Argentine striker for the vision from Fernandez, but just too much on it in the end. Castellanos, who did get that goal in the FA Cup win against QPR, is off the mark for West Ham, but not in the Premier League just yet. I've got a feel if he can get a goal this evening, then that might wrap up the 3 points for West Ham. Fofana breaks forward and gets towards the edge of the area, delivers the ball in towards the back post, where João Pedro heads the ball in, and Chelsea have their reply. It's a fantastic run forward by centre-back Wesley Fofana, had so much space. He's delivered a beautiful chip towards the back post, and half-time substitutes combine. João Pedro's 9th goal in a Chelsea shirt. Now back-to-back Premier League games he scored in. Scoring against Crystal Palace last time out. And after his 2 goals in the week against Napoli, his deft header in towards the far post in the 57th minute has the home side back in it. And we could be in for an absolute cracker of a second half now. João Pedro, not much celebration, just looks at the home fans and waves his arms up in the air, wanting some more noise. And the former Brighton man in an absolute rich vein of form. Now 3 Premier League games in a row he scored in a row after scoring against Brentford, Palace and now West Ham. So a little bit of a change in feel now in the stadium. .58 minutes gone. Chelsea have started their reply. It's their first real chance of the second half. And as we said, West Ham were clinical in the first half. João Pedro's been clinical in the second half. 1 chance, 1 goal for the Brazilian. 9 Premier League goals now since that signing from Brighton. Here comes Fofana again. So much pace as he runs forward with purpose. Finds Gusto on the right hand side. He plays the ball down the line to Cole Palmer. Goes down under the tackle from Malik Diouf and can't believe he hasn't won a free kick. And West Ham try and come away, but good ball stolen away as Enzo Fernandez finds João Pedro on the edge of the box. He threads it through towards Liam Delap. Good defending from the Frenchman Todibo. Just shields that ball out of play, and that will be the goal kick for his side. So big changes at half-time from Liam Rosenior. 3 of them after already having to be forced to make a sub in the first half. And 2 of his substitutes have combined to get that goal. But they are still giving up plenty of opportunities for West Ham as the ball goes long forward towards Bowen, but Chalobah wins the header and it's found Caicedo, who then plays it into Cole Palmer. He beautifully spins the ball out to the left-hand side for Delap, whose touch is a little bit heavy, and Mavropanos gets in and blocks it away, but Palmer will still pick the ball up on the centre of the box, but his pass out to the left hand side is cleared away by Wan-Bissaka. No one forward for West Ham now. Caicedo in the centre circle, pretty much all alone. Just takes his time and decides he's going to go out left this time for Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez cuts in on his right foot and then shifts it over to the far side, where Malo Gusto, under pressure from Diouf, goes back into the centre circle. Chalobah finds Enzo. Nice pass infield to Caicedo, who moves it on to Gusto. His ball into Delap on the edge of the box. Delap twists out to the left hand side, delivers it to Cucurella, finds Pedro Neto, puts the ball into the box, headed away by Malik Diouf, and Castellanos, in his attempts to try and help the defence, ends up conceding a corner on this near side. Chelsea with the momentum after that João Pedro goal in the 57th minute. Be a left-footed in-swinger from Pedro Neto. Plenty of players in the 6-yard boxes, delivered towards the middle, punched away by Areola, returned into the box by Cucurella, but Todibo does well to get it half clear. Wan-Bissaka will then slice it away up towards Somerville, who flicks it on towards Pablo, but Gusto is the last man back and he can return it to his keeper Sanchez. Sanchez direct ball in towards the centre circle, where Caicedo picks it up, looks up and sends it out right towards Gusto, who's got space ahead of him. He finds Neto on the right hand side. It's a good ball into Cole Palmer, who twists away and then finds Pedro Neto, but the whistle has gone, much to Chelsea's dismay, as they felt they had a good advantage there. Free kick taken quickly, and Gusto finds the ball down the right hand side. His ball in is headed away, and West Ham will try and run it away with Castellanos. He goes back to Wan-Bissaka, who, under pressure from Cucurella, tries to hook it up the line. Headed up in the air by Chalobah, and Chelsea retain possession, but it's stolen away by Mateus Fernandes. It's just too long, and now the ball breaks for Palmer. Both sides can't keep hold of it. Cucurella on the left-hand side of the area delivers a ball in, and it's blocked behind by Wan-Bissaka. Chelsea really turning the screw since this goal. Corner taken short and quick by Cucurella into the feet of Gusto, who's outside the area. Plays the ball to Pedro Neto, returns it to the French right back. Shapes the shoot, but then ends up shifting it to Caicedo, who does shoot, and it's a fantastic save by Alphonse Areola. That is the best save of the game. An incredible strike from the Ecuadorian Moses Caicedo. Hasn't scored since October, and as soon as he hit that, he must have thought he was going to burst the net. But fantastic save by Areola, and the corner's taken quickly, and it's delivered into the box and headed away by West Ham. A throw in for Chelsea. Areola at full stretch towards his right, clawed it away. That looked like it was nestling into the top corner. Brilliant save from the Frenchman. But Chelsea really upping the pressure here. West Ham can't really get out at the moment. Caicedo plays the ball down to Gusto, who's got into the area, pulls it across towards Palmer, but cleared away by Malik Diouf. But there's no one up there for West Ham, so the ball will just come straight back again. Fofana inside the centre circle finds Neto on the right hand side. Nice passes between Chelsea's midfield. It's now Cole Palmer on the right hand side. He finds Gusto. Good feet from Gusto, finds Palmer, then delivers it in towards the back post, headed up in the air by Mavropanos. Recovered by Cucurella, who finds Chalobah. And then Caicedo's just had that shot saved. Shifts it out to the right hand side where Cole Palmer is again. Goes infield to the Ecuadorian and out towards Gusto, but Malik Diouf gets a foot in and tries to clear it away. This time thumps it up and long, but once again there's no West Ham players even near the halfway line. So Chelsea will return possession. 65 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea scoring the last goal to make it 2-1 to West Ham. Chelsea definitely in the ascendancy since the goal. Ball stolen away by Souček, and he'll try and run up towards the halfway line to give his side a bit of respite. He knocks the ball against João Pedro and wins a throw-in. As we see that save again from Areola. Fantastic save. Sweet strike from Caicedo, and it was going nowhere other than the top corner. Brilliant save. And it's good enough to keep his side in the lead at the moment. As West Ham are going to make their first change, and it's going to be Brazilian Pablo who is going to make way. And we're yet to find out who it will be for, but it looks like it's going to be Max Kilman. So a defender for an attacker, which gives a clear indication of what Nuno's plans are. Chelsea throwing more men forward. So Max Kilman, the man to come on, fallen out of favour really in this West Ham side. Not really featured in the Premier League since the 3-0 loss at Wolves in the start of January. But come on to shore up the defence in this second half as Somerville has the ball for West Ham up on the left hand side. He's forced backwards to Max Kilman, who's just come on. It's looking like a back five for West Ham now. Ball delivered out to the right hand side where Wan-Bissaka picks it up. It's going to be Castellanos who's just going to lead that line up on his own. Diouf in the left wing back position, clips it into Castellanos, who finds second goal scorer Somerville. He nutmegs Caicedo and finds Fernandes, who threads the ball forward towards Castellanos, who picks it up on the left side of the area, cuts in on his right foot and shoots, and it's wide. It's his first real attempt at goal in this game. But West Ham's attacking movement when they've got going has been absolutely brilliant. Another brilliant through ball from Mateus Fernandes. Forward come Chelsea with Fernandes of their own. Enzo on the halfway line. He plays it out right to Malo Gusto. Gusto finds Palmer. Palmer wants to drift in field. He's under pressure from Juve, so just moves the ball on to Chalobah. Chalobah inside to Cole Palmer. He's got space to run into and then finds Gusto again. Plenty of West Ham players back behind the ball. In fact, everyone is now with the ball just outside the centre circle. Chelsea moving it from left to right, and it's João Pedro who's dropped deep. Knocks it into Fofana, who got the assist for Chelsea's goal. João Pedro flicks it in towards the lap, but stolen away by Mavropanos. But then a poor ball from Max Kilman puts his side back under pressure. Throw in for Chelsea on the right hand side, taken short, and just the short switched passes from the Chelsea midfield. It's Palmer and then Fernandes, then Caicedo, not really moving anywhere at the moment. West Ham holding firm. Chelsea try down the left hand side now with Pedro Neto. He then goes one more out towards Cucurella, who has to return it to the Portuguese winger, and then gives it back to his fullback. Good press from West Ham, forced Chelsea back into the centre circle. Nice delivery from Caicedo out to Pedro Neto on the left hand side. He's going to tap the box and then delivers it in right footed towards Gusto, who then flicks it back towards goal. It's cleared off the line and then put in by Cucurella, and Chelsea have their equaliser. It was a really good header away by Max Kilman, but nothing he could do on the rebound, and Chelsea have parity in the 69th minute. And Marc Cucurella's first goal of the season has got them back level. It was a really deep ball in from Pedro Neto towards the back post. Gusto ended up heading it up in the air, and then Delap and Kilman fought for it on the line. It was cleared away. But the rebound after it hit the bar was a diving header from Cucurella, who was quickest to it. And Chelsea, you have to say they have deserved it. Find themselves back on level terms. A little bit of ball watching from a couple of the West Ham players perhaps in defence. They'll be disappointed that they have surrendered this lead. But proactive changes from Liam Rosenior. Made 3 at half time. 2 have scored and 1's got an assist, as there is a bit of a VAR check going on. Not sure what for. Checking goal for a possible foul. It doesn't look like there's a foul in any of the build up to me. The VAR is Michael Salisbury this evening. Whether they're looking at a bit of a push perhaps from Liam Delap on Max Kilman, but it looks like the goal is going to be given, and it is. Chelsea are level, and well, we've certainly got an interesting last 20 minutes here. You have to say, since the goal, West Ham have really ended up dropping back a little bit. Now find themselves on level terms. Cleared up in the air by Chelsea as they look to try and come forward. Headed away by West Ham, only as far as Caicedo, who finds Cucurella on the left hand side with loads of space ahead of him. Moves it out to Pedro Neto. A couple of step overs, and then comes in on his right foot. Goes to cross, but then goes back out on his left foot and then wins a corner off of Wan-Bissaka. Chelsea really turning up the pressure here. Taken short, and Cucurella then play it in, and Juve can only knock it behind again for a corner. So much pressure from the home side. You've got to ask where this was at heart in the first half. Delivered in towards the 6-yard box. Kukurea flicks it on and it goes into the side netting, and that will be a goal kick for West Ham, who just need to readjust and get settled here. Just looking at that again, it looked like it came off Jared Bowen last, so probably should have been another corner. West Ham get away with one. So Mark Kukurea, obviously sent off in the 2-1 loss at Fulham, has his retribution really as he's put his equalizer in here for Liam Rosenior. Kukurea himself knocks the ball out of play, and that'll be a throw in to West Ham on the far side. Throw in taken by West Ham. They're just trying to get a bit of territory, and Bowen's pass into Whuche is not a good one. Whuche then ends up fouling Enzo Fernandez for a free kick. Chelsea were in a bit of a hurry at 2-0 and 2-1 down. Seems to have just taken their time on that kick as the ball into João Pedro does really well. He draws out Max Kilman, then space on the left hand side. Kukurea takes a touch and tries to send it in, but cleared away from danger by Mateus Fernandes, but no one up there again for West Ham. Just looking at the live table, I was about to say that Crystal Palace might be one of the teams that are a little bit more relieved, and Tottenham, as they both play tomorrow. If West Ham did pick up the 3 points here, they probably were thinking they might be in a little bit of bother. Ball breaks at the edge of the area for Chelsea. They try and smuggle it into the penalty box of West Ham. It's cleared away. Only as far as Kukurea slides it down the line for Cole Palmer. Palmer under a bit of pressure from Todibo as he works towards the corner flag, and Todibo can only clear it out for a throw in to Chelsea. Palmer tries to take it quickly by throwing it against the back of Todibo and then picking up possession. Anthony Taylor's just asked him to retake it. Been left to the second goal scorer, Kukurea, as West Ham are going to make another change. And it's Tati Castellanos who's going to make way. Hasn't got himself on the score sheet, but was impressed with his hold-up play. He's been replaced by Callum Wilson, who got that winner right at the death away at Tottenham. A couple of Premier League games ago now. Has scored 5 goals this season in the Premier League for his new side, signed in the summer. There was rumours that he was going to be leaving the club in this transfer window. It seems to have made peace with manager Nuno Espirito Santo and is getting minutes again. He'll be looking to try and poach a goal here if he can. Chelsea with plenty of possession, play a 1-2 down the left hand side, and João Pedro then delivers a ball in towards the box, and it's Enzo and Gusto getting each other's way, and it's then cleared away by West Ham. Still no one really forward, and Chalobah will just pick up possession and find Fofana. Fofana, who's burst forward, and delightful pass ended up really opening up this game. Gusto finds Pedro Neto on the right hand side. He's going to run on the outside of Juve, then cuts in on his left foot, delivers a ball in towards Delap. It's going to bounce through everyone. That'll be a goal kick. Liam Delap on the deck raises his thumb in the air to say great delivery. Just couldn't quite get on the end of it. Marshalled out of it by Todibo. Goal kick for Areola. So we see Reece James getting himself ready. He looks like he's going to be the final Chelsea change. Ball forward towards Wilson, but he can't get it under control, and Chelsea will come forward again. Delap flicks it on, but it's too strong. Cleared up into the night sky by Mavropanos, brought down by Cucurella, and neat passes from Chelsea get them going forward again. Gusto on the right hand side. Uses Fofana in the centre circle. Moves it on to Cole Palmer, who's drifted deep. Gets it back on the right hand side, does Cole Palmer. It looks to go into a little bit of space and just takes a touch and then finds Gusto ahead of him. He returns it back to the England international. West Ham with everyone back behind the ball. Delivered out to the left hand side, ball in towards the box, and Delap gets up ahead of everyone else. Ends up spooning up into the air, and that's an easy claim for Areola, who at 2-2 is going to take plenty of time for clearing long up towards Callum Wilson, who battles with Chalobah, and it's won by the West Ham forward. And now Jarrod Bowen, the West Ham captain on the right hand side, will attack the corner of the box, running at Cucurella, gets to the byline and his cross is fizzed in, but good hands from Robert Sanchez, who then sprints to the edge of the area and rolls the ball out to Gusto, and away comes Chelsea. Good footwork from Pedro Neto, finds Delap, who's running central. Got men ahead of him if he needs to use them. He does find Palmer. Palmer drifts inside and plays it across to Enzo Fernandez, who shifts it one more to Cucurella. His cross is blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Back to João Pedro. Chelsea with pretty much everyone forward, and João Pedro is going to deliver the ball in towards the box, and it's an easy claim for Areola, who drops to the floor. And we use every one of his 8 seconds and a little bit more if he can. Keeper rolls it out to the right hand side, and West Ham just trying a different approach to play out from the back as Wan-Bissaka finds Souček, and then Callum Wilson. Neat triangles from West Ham. Mateus Fernandez switches out to the left hand side, but he was impressive in the first half. That pass is too strong, and it will go out of play, and it will allow both Chelsea and West Ham to make a couple of changes here. And we're going to see a debut for West Ham. It's Adama Traore, who has just signed from Fulham, an incredibly pacey winger, and he's going to replace the first goal scorer and captain Jarrod Bowen. He's just been a little bit isolated on that right hand side, and Malik Diouf is going to be the other man replaced, the African Cup of Nations winner, and it's Oliver Scarles who's going to replace him, the West Ham youth prospect. And then Reece James is a straight swap for Malo Gusto. Enzo Fernandez sprints over and gives Reece James the captain's armband. 81 minutes on the clock. Anyone's game here at Stamford Bridge. Will be a few minutes added on at the end as things stand. Who could get this decisive goal, which could be the winner? Fofana to Palmer. Chelsea send the ball forward to Reece James, his first involvement out on the right hand side. Just cuts back and finds Wesley Fofana in support. Bit more of a pressure on West Ham this time, and they force Chelsea back to halfway, but Chalobah swings out to the left hand side for Cucurella. Cucurella into Pedro Neto, but he's forced backwards again. Pedro Neto just dribbles across the field, but Chelsea not really going anywhere. They'll be looking to move the ball a little bit quicker. Direct ball out towards the right hand side, where Reece James sends it into the box first time, but just puts a little bit of slice on it, and it's well claimed again by Alphonse Areola. Chelsea will need to be a little bit wary of the pace of Adama Traore from these long breaks. And it's a ball out towards Callum Wilson, who does find the new man for West Ham. He's got running at Cucurella, a couple of step overs, tries to go on the outside, held up by Cucurella and Caicedo, puts the ball into the box, and Chalobah does clear it away. And Caicedo helps out his centre-back, and this time it's West Ham's turn to retain a bit of possession on halfway. Todibo outright finds Mateus Fernandes, who just looks up and comes back inside. Finds Max Kilman. Kilman down the line for Scarles, and good press from Chelsea forces West Ham all the way back into their own half. Long from Mavropanos out towards Traore. His touch is too strong. That'll be a throw-in for Chelsea. Only a £2 million fee for Adama Traore from Fulham. Seems a bit of a bargain to me for a proven Premier League player. Just a little bit frustrating in the final third, but worked really well under Nuno at Wolves, a man he knows well, so good luck to him in a West Ham shirts. Kilman's forced back to Areola, who looks up and goes long again towards Callum Wilson, who ends up getting the better of Caicedo. And Wilson will get to the corner of the box, flicks it off of Caicedo. Looks like he might run out for a corner, but the Ecuadorian midfielder is quick enough to get there, and Chelsea will try and clear it away. But it's only been returned to West Ham. Mavropanos on halfway finds Mateus Fernandes. He just spins around and gives it back to his Greek centre-back. He plays out right towards Adama Traore, who comes in field this time. Running out of options, and does well to find Souček and keep the play alive. Wan-Bissaka finds Souček, who gets towards the byline. Ball in, hits Cucurella, and Chelsea will bring it away. Ball stolen away by Mavropanos, and it's West Ham's turn to just keep hold of the ball. Somerville, second goal scorer, drifts towards the box and too strong on that, and Caicedo does well to win it back, and then Caicedo goes flying into a tackle. That'll be a free kick for West Ham and a yellow card for the Ecuadorian. Picks up another one this season. That'll be his 7th yellow card in the Premier League. Has also been sent off once this year by today's referee Anthony Taylor in that match away at Arsenal. So free kick here for West Ham. Good 45 yards from goal, but an opportunity for them to put the ball into the box. It's Fernandes who's standing over it. He delivers out towards the back post, where Souček then sends it across. It comes back to the Czech international, fires it across towards Todibo, and it's somehow not gone in. From really close range, he's ended up hitting the outside of the post, I think. A really dangerous ball from Souček, not dealt with by Chalobah. Yeah, and Todibo poked it towards goal. The keeper was beaten, and it's caught the outside of the post and gone behind for a goal kick. So close for West Ham to poke themselves back ahead. 85 minutes gone, 2-2 here. All to play for. Chelsea looking to get the victory that will move them into 4th. West Ham looking to get the victory that will take them only 2 points behind Nottingham Forest in 17th. Chelsea with possession deep in the West Ham half. It's Reece James in line with the edge of the area. Finds Pedro Neto behind him in support, who sprints in towards the infield, but has to knock the ball back to Fofana, who then works it back down to Pedro Neto on the byline, but it's too strong on the pass, and Pedro Neto ends up going flying into the advertising hoardings in order to try and keep the ball in. Got plenty of substitutions in this second half, but not really many stoppages, so you'd only think there's probably 3 or 4 minutes at the moment to be added on as we enter the 87th minute at Stamford Bridge. I think if you offered Nuno Espirito Santo a point at the beginning of the game, he would have bitten your hand off. But from 2-0 up, he'll probably be potentially a little bit disappointed, but desperate to hold on to something. Chelsea in possession with Fofana, who's just going to turn around and give that back to his keeper. He plays it short for Chalobah, who moves it on to Caicedo, and Chelsea will come forward over the halfway line. Fofana finds Cole Palmer, who's now gone more central. It's Pedro Neto on this right side now. Plays the ball across to Enzo Fernandez, who plays it even further left to second goal scorer Cucurella. Down the line to Pedro Neto, who's gone all the way across to the left-hand side and wins the ball off of Todibo. Goes past his man, but a good sliding tackle from Wan-Bissaka will give possession back to West Ham. They try and play their way out of trouble, but Caicedo's there to win it back for Chelsea high up the field. Enzo Fernandez, 25 yards from goal, moving across the corner of the box, plays it out to substitute and now captain Reece James. Heavy touch from him, but Chelsea retain possession. 88 minutes gone. Either side now looking to see if they can get a winner. Reece James over on the right hand side goes around the outside of Scars and puts the ball in towards the back post. There's no one there. That'll go all the way through to Caicedo, who's managed to keep the ball in. Ball into Cucurella, who returns it to the Ecuadorian. Back out to Chalobah. Plays it all the way over to the right hand side for Reece James again. Shifts it out of his feet and looks to fake a cross and delivers it back to Fofana, who delivers the ball in from where he got the assist for. Punched away by Areola. Probably looked like he could have caught it. West Ham still under pressure. Chelsea really turning the screw. 89 minutes now on the clock. 2-2 here at Stamford Bridge. Pedro Neto looks to try and deliver a ball in, but ends up using Cucurella instead. Chelsea come back out and find Fernandez. Fernandez looks up to the right but turns around and gives it to the left. All very slow build up. Caicedo drills the ball in towards Reece James, who plays it across, and it's only going to find Cole Palmer, who drives it towards goal. And it's a good block from Max Kilman in the end. Just dropped to his knees and let it hit him. One of those ones that can so easily squirm under a few bodies and in the back of the net. But a good block in there. Chelsea still with the throw in on the right hand side, corner of the box. Neat triangle from James to Cole Palmer. Enzo Fernandez takes over, looks to deliver a ball in on the right hand side, headed up in the air by Mavropanos, not cleared very well by West Ham, but Scarles and Somerville try and get it away. Souček brings it down on his chest, but still can't get it away, and forward come Chelsea again. Ball bouncing around on the edge of the area for Delap, who plays it over to João Pedro, who ends up being really frustrated because he's taken a too heavy a touch, and that will go out of play. And it's 5 minutes added on as the clock ticks over 90 minutes. Got to feel now that a goal for either side will secure the 3 points. Alphonse Areola just waves up everyone forward. No short kicks now for West Ham. Frenchman steps forward and delivers it high over the halfway line towards Adama Traore, who flicks it on but does well to win a throw in for his side on the halfway line. Been a real game of two halves. West Ham going in 2-0 to the good at half time, and Chelsea have responded with these 2 goals in the second half. A really good battle between the two teams. Almost feels like a draw would be a fair result. Ball clipped forward towards Delap, and Mavropanos sticks to his task and steals it away, and then Scars with a strong tackle on Cole Palmer and knocks that out for a throw-in. 1 minute of the 5 gone at Stamford Bridge. Is there one final chance? Palmer with the ball at his feet. Neat pass into Caicedo. Threads the ball through towards João Pedro. Cuts it back in towards it, and it's in! Enzo Fernandez has stolen the winner, surely, for Chelsea. The Argentine takes his shirt off and sprints towards the corner. Liam Rosenior sprints onto the pitch and then celebrates with his staff. Chelsea have turned it around here. Really good passage of play to get down the right hand side in behind Scars, and he's cut it across. Very similar to Somerville's goal in the first half. Enzo Fernandez runs onto it and strokes it home. Bit of a scruffy finish in the end, but it's the Argentines' 8th Premier League goal of the season. Scored last time out as well, that penalty against Crystal Palace. And well, João Pedro with the assist. Just played it back on a plate for Enzo Fernandez, who bends it around to Debo and Areola, and it's heartbreak for West Ham. And it's joy for Chelsea as they look like they're going to be heading to the top 4 tonight. A full turnaround. 2-0 at half-time. 3-2 up now with moments to go. A mix of emotions on the bench. Ecstasy for Chelsea. Dejection for Nuno Espirito Santo. West Ham have come so close to claiming a point here. Enzo Fernandez picking up his 6th yellow card in the process after removing his shirt. So 3 minutes of the 5 added on, but there will be a little bit extra after that goal. Can West Ham make a chance to get themselves back in it? But it's Chelsea who have possession on halfway, and they win a free kick, and it's youngster Ollie Scarles who pulls back João Pedro, and that will be a yellow card for the 20-year-old. It's his first of the season. Really featured heavily since Christmas under Nuno. We'll see a substitute this afternoon since Malik Diouf is back, and Chelsea taking up all the time now. They send the ball forward and West Ham will try and get it away, but Fernandez has possession on halfway, and he turns around and sends it all the way back to his keeper, who then sends it long and straight towards Delap, who does win the flick on, but it will go straight through to Areola. Throws it out on the right hand side to Wan-Bissaka. Saka tries to play in Adama Traore, but stolen away by Cucurella. Now Chelsea have some room on the left hand side. Pedro Neto trying to go around to Debo, finds Cucurella, who gets to the byline. Chelsea just going to try and keep it down in the corner now. Pedro Neto skips through a couple of players and gets into the box, pulls it back for Kolb.